Hello, my name is Don Campbell, Vice President of P1. First off, we'd like to welcome you to the P1 family. If you haven't already noticed, we take safety very seriously at P1 in the office and in the field. The following presentation reviews safety practices that pertain to office personnel, as well as terminology and other topics that help you understand the role of our safety team. Just because you're in the office does not mean that safety does not apply to you, or that there aren't things you can learn and start practicing. Our mission is to assure that our P1 family members return home safely, the same way they came to work. In the following video, we will cover these safety topics. Personal protective equipment, tornado, fire, active shooter threat, reporting a hazard, hazard communication, blood-borne pathogens, reporting injuries, general liability and auto claims, ergonomics and proper lifting, incident rates and EMR, accident prevention bulletin, safety incentive rewards, how to reach the safety department. Thanks for watching and for your commitment to safety first, quality always.
Did you know safety is not a priority at P1? It's a core value. Priorities change, core values don't. We take great pride in our safety program and knowing that our employees will go home in the same condition in which they came to work. Our safety program cannot be successful without your 100% commitment. We never want you to take a shortcut on safety for the sake of production. Doing something wrong to save time, even if it just takes a second, can cost everyone dearly. P1 is home to a full staff of experienced safety professionals. Their job is to develop, manage, teach, and enforce our safety program and assure the workplace is safe for you and your coworkers. If you ever have a concern or question regarding safety, be sure you contact one of our safety team members. Our safety record speaks for itself. P1 has been recognized locally, regionally, and nationally for our outstanding safety performance. In 2020, we won first place in the MCAA Safety Excellence Award for contractors over 1 million hours. In 2021, Don Campbell was named MCAA Milwaukee Tool Safety Professional of the Year. We take great pride in being recognized with these awards. P1 has also been an active member in the Build Safe partnership with OSHA since 2003. For us to be successful in business, safety, quality, and production must be at the highest level. Personal protection equipment, frequently referred to as PPE, is a common requirement on all construction sites. PPE helps prevent accidents on a job site by protecting individuals from falling objects, hazardous material, loud noises, and sharp objects. P1 has established a minimum requirement for PPE on all construction sites and must be followed anytime you travel to a job site. This minimum requirement must include a hard hat, safety glasses, cut level 4 gloves, and a good pair of sturdy work boots. Safety glasses must be ANSI approved and have Z87 stamped on them. If you wear prescription glasses that are safety approved, you will only need to add side shields. If they are not ANSI approved, you will need to put protective goggles over the prescription glasses. Work boots must be sturdy with leather uppers and a tough sole. It is very important to understand that this is the minimum requirement, and you should always check prior if the job site has their own site-specific PPE requirements that may be more stringent. This may include a high-vis vest, foam-lined glasses, respirators, or hearing protection. All PPE helps put a barrier between you and a hazard. In the event of a tornado, your office location will determine what action is required. If your job description requires you to travel to multiple P1 office locations, then you will need to familiarize yourself with each location's plan, as each office will be different. An assessment was done at all locations, and a plan was implemented that covers responsibilities, how you will be notified in the event of an emergency, what evacuation routes you should take if one is needed, and where you will assemble if you are forced to evacuate or shelter. Evacuation and shelter routes are posted at each location, so make yourself aware of the information as it pertains to that location. The evacuation routes will represent the safest, most expedient paths from the potential hazard to the designated assembly area. Once in the assembly area, communicate with other employees to ensure that everyone who was working in their area is accounted for. No employee shall leave the designated assembly area until the all clear has been given. Fire extinguishers are located throughout the offices. P1 employees may use a fire extinguisher in the event of a fire, but all employees must be trained on the operation of use. If you aren't sure how to use the extinguisher, remember the acronym PASS. Pull the pin, aim at the base of the fire, squeeze the handle, and sweep back and forth at the base of the fire. If the fire does not get extinguished, exit the building and let the fire department do their job. Never put your life in danger. If we have an active shooter threat, remember, run, hide, fight. Fight is a last resort. Don't put your life at risk for any reason. You are our most important asset. Do not put your life at risk for any company or personal items. They can be replaced, but you can't. If you see any hazard, no matter how minor they seem, please report them to a member of the safety department. This could be things you see out on a job site or a simple hazard that could be at your office. Safety is everyone's responsibility, and it is up to each of us to look out for each other. The Hazard Communication Standard, commonly referred to as HAZCOM, is among the top 10 citations handed out by OSHA every year, and rightfully so. No matter the industry, everyone is affected by it. The basis of this standard is that every worker should be aware of and trained on the potential of hazards that accompany the chemicals they either use or are exposed to at work. This is why the standard is commonly referred to as the Employee Right to Know or Right to Understand standard. The HAZCOM standard recently adopted the GHS, which stands for Globally Harmonized System. This is for classification and labeling of chemicals. GHS standardized both safety data sheets, SDSs, and labels, making it easier to find anything on a chemical. This system was designed as an international approach to chemical safety. Regardless of what language you may read or speak, you can still protect yourself from any hazards associated with a chemical. The best example for this international approach is the use of signal words and pictograms. Every chemical will have a signal word on it, which can only be one of two things: warning or danger. Pictograms are universal images symbolizing the hazards associated with a chemical. The GHS recognizes 9 pictograms: health hazard, carcinogens, respiratory sensitizers, reproductive toxicity, target organ toxicity, germ cell mutagens, flame, flammable gases, liquids, and solids, self-reactants, pyrophorics, skull and crossbones, acute toxicity, severe, exploding bomb, explosives, self-reactives, organic peroxides, flame over circle, oxidizer gases, liquids, and solids, exclamation mark, irritant, dermal sensitizers, acute toxicity, harmful, corrosion, skin corrosion, serious eye damage, environmental hazard, aquatic or ground toxicity, gas cylinder, compressed gases, liquefied gases, dissolved gases. One of the most important things to learn is how to locate an SDS when needed. P1 uses a third party called Verisk 3E to do so. The directions of obtaining an SDS are broken down into 3 easy steps. These steps are available on a sticker and given to each employee to put on their hard hat. They are also posted in every office or job trailer where job site postings are located. Please ask a member of the safety team if you would like a new sticker or need to replace one. OSHA requires that anyone who may be exposed to human blood should be trained on blood-borne pathogens, BBP. BBP are pathogenic microorganisms present in human blood that can lead to diseases. The most common BBP diseases are hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and HIV/AIDS. One of the most effective methods in protecting from BBP is to use universal precautions, which essentially mean to treat all blood as if it's contaminated. BBP have no visual presence, so you never know if someone has contracted a disease or not. BBP are passed along through contact with contaminated blood or other potentially infected body fluids. Some common types of exposures to BBP can occur from needle sticks or potential contact with broken skin. Higher risk of exposure can be from an accident, administering first aid, or cleaning up body fluids. If an accident occurs involving blood, universal precautions need to be taken. Some of these precautions include wearing the appropriate personal protective equipment, PPE, proper cleanup of the area where the accident occurred, and the safe disposal of all material used in the cleanup. PPE should always be utilized when involved in administering any first aid involving blood, cleanup, or any other type of potential exposure. PPE consists of gloves, either latex or nitrile gloves, face shield, safety glasses or goggles, and mouth barriers if CPR is performed. After an accident occurs, it is important to clean it up through proper decontamination. Some BBP can stay present in blood outside of the body for up to a week. This is why PPE should always be worn. OSHA defines a proper decontamination of blood as doing an initial wipe, then spraying a bleach mix onto the contaminated surface and allowing it to sit up to 10 minutes. The bleach water mix should be at least a quarter bleach. After it has sat for up to 10 minutes, it can be cleaned and properly disposed in a biohazard container if needed. After the area has been cleaned, it is important to wash hands thoroughly and immediately after removing PPE. Be sure to use antibacterial soap. Report all injuries and near misses to the safety department as soon as possible, no matter how minor the incident may be. If there is an injury, regardless of whether it needs medical attention, the safety department will reach out to the insurance carrier to put them on notice. That way, if it does turn into something that requires medical attention, we have given them no reason to deny the claim. Whenever someone does not report an injury the day that it happens, the insurance carrier assumes the accident did not happen at work. Failure to report an accident will result in disciplinary action. The same is true for general liability and auto accident claims. Anytime we cause damage to vehicles, equipment, or structures, we are required to inform our insurance carrier of the damage or potential damage. A simple phone call to the safety department will eliminate all potential problems and ensure that everything is handled in the correct manner required by insurance. Failure to report any of these will result in disciplinary action. Ergonomics is the study of designing and arranging things to make them more comfortable and efficient. It affects every worker in all fields and should always be taken into consideration when planning the safety for each task. Good use of ergonomics will help eliminate the chance of causing musculoskeletal disorders, also referred to as MSDs. Ergonomics in the office focuses on creating a workspace that promotes comfort, productivity, and overall well-being. To achieve this, employees can adjust chairs and desks to proper heights, proper keyboard and mouse placement, and even adequate lighting. Be sure to take breaks and stretch too when tasks involve long periods of either sitting or standing. By implementing ergonomics, we not only limit the potential of MSDs, we can also improve posture and enhance overall work performance. Many companies say they have a good safety culture, but how can you tell? There are some key calculations that show how your company's safety compares to others in the same field. The two indicators that P1 focuses on are the incident rate, IR or TRIR, and the experience modification rate, EMR. The incident rate, or total recordable incident rate, is an easy way to describe a company's safety performance based on their recordable incidents. This calculation was created by OSHA and used as a metric to compare the safety performance of companies within a particular industry or group. The lower the incident rate, the better. The calculation takes the total number of recordable incidents for the year, multiplied it by 200,000, and divided by the total number of hours worked by all employees in the company that year. The 200,000 is a base number always used because it is the total number of hours 100 employees would work a year if on a 40-hour work week. The experience modification rate, EMR, is an insurance-based modifier that helps determine a company's pricing on their insurance premiums for workers' compensation. This rating is based on worker compensation claims filed against the company within the previous 3 years. An EMR is calculated by taking into account the amount of claims filed as well as the severity of the injuries on those claims, and this produces our experience modification rate. An average EMR rating is around 1, which would assume that the contractor is no more or less risky than the majority of other contractors in their industry. The lower the rating, the better, so anything below 1 is considered less risky, while anything above 1 would be more risky. The more risky a company is considered, the higher the insurance premiums for that company. Why is this important? Many customers require a certain level of safety to grant bids, and the major components to determine that are the incident rate and the EMR. By keeping both incident rate and EMR numbers in good standing, our business keeps work coming in and insurance premiums lower. Not to mention, a consistently low incident rate means everyone is going home from work the same way they arrived. At P1, safety is a core value. We want to be transparent and encourage discussions about safety at all times. One of the ways we do this is by sending out a monthly Accident Prevention Bulletin, APB, to all employees. The APB will talk about all accidents we had for the month as well as near misses. It will give a brief description of what happened and also the root cause of the accident. Once we know the root cause, we can create a corrective action to ensure an injury does not occur in the future. By publishing the APB, we are educating and making P1 employees aware of the same hazard they may encounter while doing a similar task on another job site. Also on the APB is a Did You Know section. This is safety information we feel is relevant or trending each month. At the bottom, there will always be the contact information for all of the members of the safety department who are available 24/7. Staying safe at P1 pays. Literally. One of the things we pride ourselves on is our safety training. The amount of time and resources P1 leadership commits to safety training every year speaks volumes to their belief in the benefit of that training. As an incentive, the safety department gives every employee points to spend on our incentive website. There are a large amount of items ranging from t-shirts, hats, and hoodies, among other great stuff. 1 point equals $1. The price you see is the cost of putting the P1 logo on the item and all shipping costs. All items are shipped directly to your house. Office employees have the opportunity to attend 4 training sessions per calendar year. If you attend all 4, you will receive 100 points per year to spend on the site. You can bank up to 400 points. You will not accrue more until you spend down your 400. Remember, your P1 safety team is here to help. Contact any member of the safety department anytime.